Shalom. All praise and glory be to the Most High, Heavenly Father. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Right. Let me speak for a moment, if I'm permitted. I don't think it's really outside of the scriptures. I don't know. Let the Father will be done. Let his words be spoken, if at all possible, through a wretch like me, a person considered lowly, a person considered rejected, a person that is slandered sometimes. But aren't we all attacked sometime by someone getting angry or upset with us about something because they're irritated by life itself? It happens. But you know that that's the adversary who comes to kill, steal your joy, you know. And, but once you go through that so much in life, you become numb. You become numb to attacks in the wild of the wicked one, Hasatan, right? I see, that I feel because a negative energy is just that. It's a negative energy. You can feel it. A person ain't got to say much or nothing. All you have to do is look at the body language. You look at the body language and the eyes. Eyes are the windows to the soul. And so you can see a person intentions, and if they're deceitful and sneaky or whatever, it gives off a vibe. And if they lack empathy or mercy or compassion, you can see that, in a person. I know what I've done, and I know what I try to do with what I had to work with. I know my life. If you know your life, you know your struggle through life. So if I neglected you in some way because I'm connected to you in life, because we're family, right? All over. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself. How do you repair those breaches when it's so many? How do you reconnect with your tribes when it's so many? Is it just on social media or what? Because when you have reached out, and you know not how because of who you are, and you don't want to infringe on no one's belief in the way they live, and whatnot. And so, eventually people get looked at a certain way, especially because of past lives. And that's just my testimony, being a convicted felon or whatever. So, but that's part of the struggle through life. Those things being done in prison and then coming out and trying to adapt to society because you want to be thrown in prison again. But even before you're thrown in prison, then, like, for instance, I say, I was in prison before I went to prison. I was in prison in my mind, my consciousness, because of the things that I was doing. I was avoiding my conscience and pleasing my flesh. That's when I was younger, because that's what I grew up seeing. That's just facts. I don't care what no one has to say about it. But, if people make porno videos and all these sorts of things that's promoted, and I don't I don't, whatever. I'm just saying, people, enjoy yourselves, do whatever you want to do, But I'm saying these things are put out in the world and you have no connection with nothing but these things, then that's what you become connected to. And it's a sad thing because these children have access to things like that, and they do need to be monitored at all times because you don't want to have babies having babies, especially when it's hard times. I'm saying it is hard times. We know that it's always been hard times for people. So I don't feel sorry for myself. I can't feel sorry for myself because life has always been a struggle around me. Seeing people struggle to get by. My grandmother, she, she made it look easy. Let me just say that my grandmother made it look real easy to get by and be happy and be joyous. You know what I mean? I'm just sorry, man, for real. So I love that. I think that's something that I inherited because um, things will happen and grandmother would have to deal with things with her children, me. I say I jumped once I left home. I left home. I come back and whatnot. But I ran away when I was 12. And started living life, and it was a learning experience. Facing death. You know, a lot, multiple occasions, and and could have caused death multiple occasion. Thank the Father that I don't think that I caused anyone's death. You know, I pray I didn't. And if I did, I'm very unawares of it. It's not something that I know about. And I say, because that's one of the first commandments, one of the first 10 commandments, right? So I pray I didn't, and but I did shoot guns and do that thing and tried to